Hey guys, okay, I have a message, and this is from Selkis of Egypt, which she has been sending me visions, I guess my whole life really, but within my knowledge for a few years now. And periodically she'll have me write down I have list and list and list, honestly, of messages, but she'll tell me when it's time to like talk about something. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So I am going to pull some cards on this one, but I want to share the underlying thread of it first. And this is the main thread. Okay. Humanity is carrying the bloodlines of the oppressors. Okay. And this is going to look a little different for everybody. But essentially what she was talking about is purposefully we are carrying many different strands of DNA. And depending on our timeline now and what we're going through in our life right now, we are being called to face the lineages that we carry, okay? And in some instances, that's healing, right? Like healing the trauma that a lineage experienced, okay? And that's one side of healing a bloodline, but the other side of it is understanding that we actually carry the same DNA as those that we have been taught to fear or that in some instances have oppressed, right? So think of a person, I guess if we were to put this in a physical sense, a person of mixed heritage, okay, might be blending all of that DNA, okay, all of that hurt, all of that wisdom, all of the light and dark of it into that one being. Yeah, she's talking about the water. The waters. Your blood is the waters, okay? 222. And when you come through the portal of the womb, the waters of the mother and father, okay, are combined through the womb. It's like she's calling it a spiritual rite of passage, but it's also a literal physiological thing that happens, okay? This can cause a lot of anguish within you internally, okay? It's like on the one hand, you carry the story of a people who were oppressed. On the other hand, you carry the story of a people who oppressed. And, her wisdom in this really centers around embodying all that you are and understanding that wisdom can come from many directions and it doesn't have to look like what we thought it should look like, okay? So the first thing that comes up, and this is Queen of the Sun Oracle. Look how beautiful, okay? By Stacy DeMarco. The very first thing that comes up is contentment. And you see her, she's the wise, right? She's the wise older woman sitting next to her little familiar dog, okay? Her companion, loyal love. There's your divine unconditional love there. Wow. I couldn't, seriously, sometimes, I should say all the time, Spirit amazes me. Could there be a better card for this? No, there cannot be. But anyway, contentment, okay? Divine self-acceptance, unconditional love. She's okay with who she is, isn't she? Wow. That's beautiful. The very next thing, and I am not surprised, and this has been coming up a lot, okay? Both things that I'm about to tell you. Mental health. This is why some people struggle with mental health, because they're carrying so much in the bloodlines, okay? Yeah, there's a light and a dark to this, and remember that all the darkness from it can be transmuted to wisdom and light, okay? Which is your job. This is why you're carrying all this DNA, by the way. 444, as I said that. But what she's saying is, this is why some people struggle in their mental health, is because of all the lineages that we are embodying right now in this moment at this time in human existence. She's using an example of, imagine that you came from two opposing warring tribes. What would be the best way to unite them? Have them bring forth children that carry them both within. And it reminds me of the story that you hear in some Native American legends of the two wolves that live within us. Okay? And one chooses to devour, and one chooses light and to support and to be part of the pack, right? And it's all about the one you feed. Okay? Yeah. So in these lineages, okay, we'll take the dragons for a minute. So the dragons being creatrix, original wisdom keepers, like very ancient beings, okay? In these races of dragons or draconians, okay, there are many different types of dragons, many different purposes, many different influences, okay? You could be carrying the bloodline of a very much warrior dragon, okay? Which is going to have all this rage, anger, okay? At the same time, you could be carrying the line of, like, one of the lifetimes that I lived as a water dragon, and I saw our entire planet ruined by these other dragons, okay, that came in and just took over. They destroyed the water. They destroyed us. They actually used technology to harness our abilities, which is a different kind of wound, a different kind of oppressive wound. But interestingly, those dragons also carry rage. So they become the warrior, right? This is how you transmute that, by the way. But anyway, so in some of your bloodlines, you're going to be called to calm down, right? Ground that energy, relax, find ways to release the anger and the rage. In others of you, you're going to be called to bring forth your warrior, because you come from an oppressed lineage that went through great trauma. 722, as I said that. So that's the Sophia dragons. Wow. Okay. What do you want to say about that? Yeah. Wow. I'm going to bring all these three up at the same time. So Apollo, insight, rainbow reflection, there's your rainbow dragons, okay? And rest, there's your Sophia dragon, the white dragon. They all come up together, okay? All together. What do you want to say about that? She's telling me to bring out a different deck. Hang on. This one is so beautiful, by the way. Look at this at the bottom of the deck. Aurora, beginnings. Okay, so important. Okay, and so I just want to say about the aurora and the beginnings and the new frequency that we have available to us. I'm pulling from a deck I don't use a whole lot, so get ready. Who knows what's coming? But this is the one they're telling me to pull from. Anyway, why this is coming up, I feel, is because it is our sacred purpose to recognize the wolf within us, the dragon within us, the light within us, the dark within us, all the elements within us. Every aspect of what makes you you is meant to be witnessed, attuned, loved, nurtured back into light, okay? Not because we don't appreciate darkness or the lessons that it holds, but because right now that is what's in need of transmuting, okay? Ooh, okay. Just write out the deck. Ooh! Angry people. Gosh. And this says, don't engage with angry people. Wow. Wow. Okay. And she's actually, okay, this is a very powerful card. So in the background, these two angry individuals are in the water, okay? Of course, she's a female. I don't know if you can see that with her black cat. That's her intuition, her psychic abilities, okay? I'm getting a guard your energy. Yeah, Yep. Work smart, not hard. Don't follow other people's rules. Yes. Yep. Gosh, this deck is really so good. I should use it more. Limiting beliefs. Your words, your thoughts, words, and beliefs shape your reality. Okay. And I have to do this one too. It's just so good. Are you okay? It is important that you ask for help if you need it. Can y'all see these? Hopefully. I love it. Yeah. Choose to be here. Choose to be here. See everything going on here? You got the rabbit. It's like an Alice in Wonderland. You got the white rabbit, the tea. She's in a race. There's the turtle. There's a lot going on in this card. Surrender to where you are now, and your life will miraculously turn out the way that you want. Yes. You can heal yourself with your thoughts. What did I just say? You're carrying all this going on in your bloodline, and it messes with the mind, okay? And movement and motion is actually how you clear the mind. So think of the opposite of the mind as overthinking, okay? Doesn't get solved by overthinking. 1122, as I said that. Motion helps with overthinking, okay? So you need your mental body, but you need your physical body, okay? Healing, number 17 might be relevant for some of you. See the dolphins and the frequency healing, okay? You might really benefit from sound tuning. So for some of you, this is going to be like music, okay? 1144, as I said that. You can heal yourself with your thoughts, or you can make yourself sick. It's almost like you can hate where you come from, or you can love it. And look at this as a challenge to do more and better, and to love yourself more than your lineage knew how to. Because even if you came from a lineage of oppressors, remember that the people who are oppressed the most are the ones who are the most broken within. The true ascended beings don't have to exert power over anyone because they know who they are. 1222, as I said that. Yeah. Wow. I just feel like I have to show this for somebody. It says, rethink your opinion to drugs. Some of you might be going through addiction. What's good, what's bad, it's asking. Yeah, I feel like the card itself has, I don't know if you can see it, but it's, oh yeah, somebody's like laid out, okay? So, yeah, your life may be in danger. Look at this. Wow, back to back. Technology and drugs. Look at that. Might be having an addiction to watching videos, too much time on your phone, not enough time with your nature guides, like going out in nature. Spend as much time in nature as you can right now. It says call on your angels and guides. It says they can see that you need help. So if you were to put these three together, if y'all want to know the name of this deck, I'll show it in case anybody wants to get it, okay? So if you wanted to put this as its own little deal, hang on. Sorry, I'm holding so many at one time. It's like addiction, technology addiction. Ask your angels for help, okay? That's not, and the reason they're saying this is because while it can be a good tool, and I'm not against using technology at all, remember, our ancient ancestors are the most advanced technology. It's like our future self is the ancient self. 1414, as I said that. They understand the purpose of technology and how we can use it for good. But when it becomes an addiction, when it becomes too much, okay, yeah, this person is just pictured completely unconscious, right? Knocked out from it. Now, for some of you, this could be a literal addiction, okay, like up to substance, but I just don't think it's a coincidence that this came up. So if you've been getting that feeling that you need to set aside some time away from the phone or technology, yeah. Look what comes up next. Animals. How lucky are we to be able to have pets in our lives? See, spend time with our nature beings. Speaking of, I got to go get my little puppy out in a minute. Mystical experiences. Do you want to have mystical experiences? And what I'm getting from that is, put your phone down and go do this, and you're going to start having amazing experiences. And it's going to help you make sense of these bloodlines, okay? Because if you go far back enough on any of them, okay, no matter who, let's just look at history. I say this to my husband all the time because we talk about Greek history a lot because he's Greek. And, you know, I've studied so much of history. I've always been kind of a history buff. And I always tell him, I'm like, you know, everybody is so quick to look at the United States and to judge its issues, and it definitely has many issues, so I'm not denying that. But what we forget is that every single nation throughout history for thousands of years has had its time as the oppressor, okay? And we know this. We know this through all our mythology stories. We know this through all our historical records. We know this through even archaeology that we're recovering, that every nation has had its moment in the spotlight of being the most seemingly powerful nation in the world, right? So if you're talking about, Babylonians, Persians, the Arabic nations, the Greek nations, Africa, like there, I'm seeing so many flashes of like world powers. Okay. Think of the Maya, the Aztecs. I'm seeing kind of an area in Europe, but remember that in ancient times, the maps weren't the same as they are now. So what was considered Asia is not. So okay, we'll talk about Greece for a minute. This is what they're showing me. So what used to be considered Greece was way bigger than what the country of Greece is now. Why? Because they went in and infiltrated all these different nations, 1717, as I said this, and essentially colonized them. So colonization, has been a thousands-year problem and story, not just a couple of hundred years, you guys. No. Okay. It's a repeat every time. Pushing our culture on someone else or requiring for them to do things or believe things the same as us, and this could go for anybody anywhere, okay, has been a problem for a long time. It's a problem even when you're talking about extraterrestrials and visitors to this planet, because visitors to this planet, when they're peaceful, benevolent, enlightened beings, they just live coherently, right? But those that came and tried to just take over the planet, like what I experienced in the past life where I remembered being a water dragon, okay? Now they've gone in, they took over this planet, they colonized this planet and dominated it, okay? Well, that's an ancient star lineage story of what happened to some of the planets that were destroyed, okay? Thousands and thousands, maybe millions of years ago. But we're reliving that story now between all the different nations, okay? Because we're really meant to be one tribe. But the tribe is not meant to dominate each other and make each other behave, act, look, see, think, feel the same way. That's not what it means to be a tribe. The tribe is united in purpose, okay? Purpose being love for all and self. Allowing for differences, but working together for the same grand goal. Okay. Is there anything you guys want me to say about that? I'm feeling like I need to pull something here. Hold on. How did y'all love this one that I just used in case anybody wants to get it? Gold ink Oracle Cards Guidebook. This is what it looks like. Okay. It's really an amazing deck. I just haven't explored it a whole lot. It's called The Power of Love. Isn't that beautiful? What were we just talking about? Okay, this one is my Wise Woman deck. So let's see. What is the Wise Woman wanting to say? Selkis of Egypt. She's teaching us, Isis is teaching us about the rise and fall of all things, okay? And Thoth the Atlantean, he has been one of my guides for years and years. again, maybe my whole life, but in my knowledge for the last few years. And he always talks about that. Everything's always about the rise and fall within you, outside of you, you know. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing the culmination of so many thousands of years of oppression being turned over. Okay. What do you want to say about this? She's saying celebration. Wow. Okay. Guys. Okay. Astara, Eve, renewal. I'm just trying to hold these up where you guys can see them. August, Eve, celebration. Feeling like, of course, the Virgo energy with that, right? Mama Aquila, moon mother of the Inca. We're just talking about these great nations. Moon magic. And that's your subconscious mind, you guys. That's your unseen world. That's the suppression of what you really feel is actually creating the wolf you don't want within. Does that make sense? 2121 as I said that. Aja, first herbal healer, reciprocity. This is so beautiful. Think of the message of reciprocity. So in my industry, we have multiple licenses that we keep, and those licenses can have reciprocity between states, meaning this state acknowledges the same laws as this state as that state. So if you looked at this as a uniting of the bloodlines within you, there's reciprocity. This is a good thing, because even though you carry the hurts and the wounds, you also carry the power and the strength and the wisdom. And when you learn to work between these nations, okay, these bloodlines that you carry within you, it's powerful. Yep. What else do you want to say? She's bringing up curiosity. It's called a midnight read. I don't know if you can read this backwards. Curiosity. What I'm getting from that is start to research, start to learn. Bring out the student in yourself so that you can learn about your lineages, learn their stories, learn how they also were oppressed and then became the oppressor. What do we see in families today? The cycle of abuse that sometimes repeats itself because it's what was learned. So when you see a civilization go in and try to dominate another civilization, take a further look back into the lineage of those people, and you're going to see that they also were oppressed. And then the great mother in you comes out, right? The great mother sees all of her children and their entire story, loves them, and whether it takes this lifetime or many lifetimes, she will bring them back to oneness. She will guide her children back to love, self-love. Is there anything else you want me to say? I think that's it. I think you're really being called to love yourself. Let me bring this one. And love the lineages within you and don't resent them. Thank them, okay? We can learn from anybody. That's the beauty about being light. You can learn from darkness, right? Hold on. Yep. Yep. Guardian angel, you're not alone. Seer. Psychic. You are psychic. And then you also got the lady. Enjoy growth and reap the rewards. There is so much good. I'm going to do one more. These are so beautiful. Oh gosh, I have to do another one. Water guardian. Isn't she beautiful? And the stag. Divine feminine. Hello. And look what it says. Trust and thrive. Beautiful. So there's much good that's going to come. I got to show you one more. They're just so good. I can't help it. Okay. She says, play your inner drum. Get your drums out. Sing your song, she's saying. Dream and journey. Be thankful for the bloodlines you carry, even if their history isn't what you wished it was, okay? So what? Learn from it. Peacekeeper. white buffalo calf woman, divine feminine, make peace within yourself and watch the towers fall, is what they're saying. You become the tower. You become the charge of what you carry. You make peace within yourself, and that's when you become powerful. And that's when you can be trusted with power, by the way. You're not going to be powerful until you can be trusted with power. Haven't we seen the damage that's been done by the wrong people being in power? Okay? So you can trust the wisdom of the goddess within you that's saying, I will give you what you need when you're ready so you don't hurt yourself more, okay, than what was already done. Okay? And for some of you, I'm hearing this is a call to forgive your parents for the mistakes they made. I'm hearing that for some of you. Yeah. And just see their story. It doesn't mean it's okay that your parents might have hurt you in some way. We're not saying that. But we're just saying that for your own good, witnessing their story, forgiving if you can, and you will eventually, she's saying you will forgive. This will ultimately lead to your greatest healing and your empowerment, and you'll be able to thank even your enemy for rising the dragon in you, okay? And this is really how you access the dragon energy. It's almost like it has to be activated like swiftly, and sometimes I would say often through very heavy ancient bloodlines, okay? So what else do you want to say, Mother? She says, show you my earrings. So I do it on my wings, my Selkis of Egypt wings. I love her wings. She is a great teacher. Mary Magdalene, Sophia, Athena, Aphrodite. So many have been coming up. Yamaya. So many have been speaking. Oh my gosh, it's like they're screaming, like so many aspects of the goddess are coming forward to help humanity. This is the right time, you guys, for your healing, your rising, your empowerment. It's a good time for it. I know it looks crazy, but so what? Any time in history where major change has come about, it's always looked crazy. My kids were asking me about the 60s because it came up in one of their little shows, and we were talking about human rights activists and all the rights that people did not have that they deserved to have, and the fight that it took to get there, okay? And I just told them, I was like, listen, it was crazy, okay? But a lot of good came out of that chaos, right? And so that's you. That's what's going on inside of you. There's beautiful things that are going to be born from you that will come from the chaos when you learn to master the storm, okay? And that's what they're getting at. And that's what Mother Selkis of Egypt is getting at. So I thank her for her wisdom and her beauty. She always brings me a smile. And I love you guys, and I hope this message helps you. And please share it with anyone who needs encouragement and who is carrying some of those heavier energies that are so important, these lineages that are very ancient, very wise, but also who carry a lot of struggle. It's important. Okay. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.